I wanted to do this a while ago, but then of course I decided to do it now. Even with the new lighting, you guys are getting some shit, pretty amateur lighting. I'm gonna try and move it, but the Love and Mercy poster in the background now. Yeah, whatever. I want to do this. It's not like, I think it's some kind of like a versus, but to be honest, I liked both versions of this movie equally. But I guess I'll do some sort of comparison between them. This is like a versus between the theatrical version and the supersized version of Anchorman 2: The Legend Continues. You guys know I'm a huge fan of the first Anchorman. I love it, 5 out of 5. But you guys know that this sequel took so long to come out. It was so highly anticipated, and unfortunately, some fans were left very disappointed. I gave 4 out of 5, and so for the supersized version, 4 out of 5. I didn't hate it, but it wasn't a great movie either. I mean, it's one of my favorite comic sequels of all time. It's none of a doubt. I don't think it's terrible. Some people I think are really overreacting to this. I think they were expecting it way too much, and I do understand their complaints, and I do agree with some of them, such as the cast, supporting cast, not that well utilized. The last third being very disappointing, especially, I mean, really, okay, not really completely, really just like when Ron became blind. That was so stupid. And, yeah. And this is ridiculous. Now, I want to do a comparison between between these two versions. What's different between them? The theatrical version is just, theatrical version. It's 2 hours, 3 minutes long, and it has jokes in there that are funny and some that do kind of fall flat, but overall it's entertaining. The supersized version is 2 hours, 23 minutes long, has altered scenes, like extended scenes. They changed a couple things. They used different footage that wasn't originally used in the theatrical version. They also offer up 763 new jokes, and they even include a musical number. And sometimes, they make some scenes longer. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And what I'm talking about is a lot of other things. It just, okay, let me get to it. Which one is funnier? Well, this actually is a little harder to me, because, I mean, both of these films get pretty well, score well with the laughs, then slow down a bit in the last third, when Ron becomes blind, basically. There are some laughs there, but overall, it's not that funny. It slows it down, and later picks up from that, but unfortunately, as a whole, it doesn't really work to the best of intentions. But of course, the last few scenes are entertaining. I mean, the end, and of course, they actually do alter the ending to the movie. I mean, you obviously know the original theatrical version. It started off with Ron. It started off with Ron being attacked, with the narrator talking, Ron being attacked by Dobby, the shark, and of course, like, he just jumps in the water. And of course, Dobby just jumps. Just of course, like, flings out of the water, just like, she's mostly out of the water, and she is a distance away from him, and then it just abruptly stops, and the narrator talks, and it cuts to the beginning, basically, with the extended version, with the supersized version, which is actually rated R. The theatrical version is rated PG-13. It starts off kind of where the theatrical version starts off after the introductory scene, which is like, Veronica and Ron, getting ready to do some, like, with the news and shit, basically that. Yeah, and the ending is actually different. I mean, you obviously know that Brick and Chani get married, and they walk to the camera, and in the supersized version, they walk to the camera and they smile. It's nice. In the theatrical version, this one was actually kind of really stupid. He sees Dobby. He supposedly sees Dobby. I think it is. It probably is. I have no idea. The shark just attacks him, and Baxter comes in and scares the shark off. He's just happy that, oh god, his loyal friend saved him, and they float back to shore, and you hear the same cool song playing in the background. You obviously know the song when playing the credits. It's kind of cool to listen to it. You probably know what I'm saying. You probably know the tune. I liked it. But here's one thing. What is new about the supersized version? Not only is it 20 minutes longer, what's new about it? There's some extended scenes. They extend some bits of... They delete some scenes from the theatrical version and replace them with other ones. Basically altered scenes. Really that. They extend some jokes. I mean, there's whenever Ron's about to commit suicide, there actually is a bit of a talk. Whatever. I don't remember the theatrical version that much, but I do remember it the best. I think the best I can remember it. I don't think there was ever when he's about to commit suicide. Like but like I mean, there's no real talk between them, such as like Baxter. And Ron explained to Baxter like about like this like involving like whenever they find his body, and of course whenever they see the dog in there and all that shit. You can probably get what I'm saying if you've already seen this version, but to be honest, I'm not trying to saying like, you know, like when they're trying to find a way to get some words out of Baxter. Yeah. There are some extended scenes at times, like there are some extended scenes. Like, I mean, you obviously know about the musical number, which is actually one of my favorite scenes in the movie, in the R-rated version. And it's pretty cool. So, I mean, it's just entertaining to see. I mean, like, you know, I mean, it's just nice. I actually been listening to it on YouTube almost like all day, like for as long as I've been up, because I mean, I just like listening to it. I've been listening to the funeral scene. I don't think there's any real extension to the funeral scene, although there actually is one thing. They omitted some of the parts from the actual version had all that crazy shit with the RV whenever it started flipping over. I mean, like, you know, Champ getting scalded by the hot burner. The scorpion, you know, grabbing onto Ron's tongue. The bowling ball and shit. Yeah, they actually omitted most of that. The ones I actually remember was when he captured that food in his mouth. I'm not sure that was a new thing. Guys, I don't remember the version all that much. And I know both of them are on Netflix. I probably could have watched the other one in preparation for this review. Preparation for this comparison. But I'm just... Guys, I'm amateur. I'm not really at a point where I really want to be that devoted to this. In high school, man. Yeah, they do admit there are some scenes that they cut out. They don't make it long. Yeah, does that work? No, not really. I did enjoy some of the slow motion in the theatrical version. It was kind of funny. But whatever. I do admit that I did enjoy the musical number. It was funny. And one of my favorite things, like, you know, like, big world, much bigger than you ever think. There's brown people, white people, yellow, even less. About the world, don't get me saying. I'm swearing, I actually like sing the entire song, but I just think I need the tune in my head to really get that. But it's an entertaining one. I mean, I enjoy it for the most part. Actually, I liked it more and more as I kept rewatching it because it's just so much entertaining. What the hell? My dad just called me. Hold on a minute. Sorry guys, it's just a thing over my phone. I'm like, okay, my dad called. Okay, it turns out I got my mom's phone calls again. And it was just now. I didn't even pay attention. I think I was so zoned out talking to you guys. Yeah, I know, I extended a bit of it. I know, guys, it was kind of necessary. I could have cut it out. But whatever, guys. You guys know I'm amateur. Like, I care. I'm going to talk about certain scenes in this movie that work. Now, guys, I don't remember too much about the theatrical version of okay, actually at the beginning, like whenever like Ron gets fired, and there's like, you know, argument between him and Christina Applegate and Veronica, and his son gets involved, and their housewife, like their well, not housewife, no, like their housekeeper. Yeah, I think it really just, you know, I don't think it was that long of an argument, but I think what really sold it, it was actually kind of funny whenever like in the R-rated version they were talking about horse piss. Perfect, especially when Ron was overstating it. That's when it really hits. That's when really the laughs spring out of you. They just like fly out of you. Which one is funnier? I think I enjoy. Well, in terms of entertainment value, I think I enjoyed the supersized version more from that. Then it slowed down. I think the news fight scene kind of almost trampled it and kind of put it really on par with the theatrical version, and of course, here, yep, they're level. Sorry guys, this is a poor. Yeah, this is. What the hell is this? What the hell is this angle on the camera? It's retarded. It's really retarded. You can hear my dad. My dad is not being interrupted while watching TV or a movie. He's such an asshole when he does that. Hey, sorry, Dad, if you're listening to this, but really, you get annoying, and we are pissed at whenever you do it. Whenever you're telling us to be quiet, it gets annoying. Shut up. He's gonna kill. Seriously, if he ever sees this video one day, he's going to kill me. He's gonna kill me. Don't take it so seriously. You really gotta learn to be quiet. I mean, I'm sorry for being quiet, but why don't you pause a damn thing instead? Damn. And you're watching it at the set-top box where you can record it or you can rewind it. Just back it up. Damn. Yeah. How's the new fights? How's the news team fight? To be honest, I thought the one in the theatrical version was better because, I mean, it was quicker and more to the point, and also it had the best quotes, such as, is that the, like, I mean, they did have a lot of the other scenes, and there were some, I think there were some cool additions to the supersized version, but at the same time, there also were some things that felt unnecessary. However, I do think about this. Supersized version offered up more of the supporting characters, because, I mean, one of my criticisms with Anchorman 2, I mean, yeah, I mean, you still got the news team, and it was kind of fun, but they did focus on Ron a lot. That kind of pissed me off. Although there was a focus on, Steve Carell and Kristen Wiig. That was fun. Some examples of extended scenes in, news fight. There were some scenes that they changed, such as, remember when Will Smith said, El Juicius. The Juicius. That result, they replaced that with Tina Fey and Amy Poehler just talking about, how hot she is. That was kind of entertaining, but at the same time, it really didn't hit. Because it didn't have, the stereotype, didn't have, that kind of that slang, that black slang. Okay, that's just being racist, but I'm not racist, guys. Racism is ridiculous. Let me just get the point around. It's fucking stupid. Just like how people are just criticizing gay marriage. Hey, I'm sorry. Hey, if you're religious, I respect that, but don't go crazy over the law. It's a human right, dumbass. And fine, don't support it, but don't try to... If you think it's okay, you think it's unfair, first off, we have human rights. Fuck you. Marriage is legalized in all the states. That's just going to be a basic human right. I'm just sick of people just banning that shit. I think even Greg Abbott, the Texas governor, is going against that. You guys know. I mean, yeah, Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas. Or the new governor. Perfect. Current governor, actually. I mean, he's been there since he's been in office since January. I didn't even remember that. I don't pay attention, guys. Anyways, yeah, that was just should I just throw it in there? Also, there are some extended scenes involving James Marsden's Jack Lime that didn't work for me. It was living hell. It was living hell. That was a comparison between, the supersized version, such as he says it's living hell so quickly. The theatrical version says, it's a living hell. It was just more ridiculous that you could laugh at it more. That you could just laugh and have fun with that one more. Damn it. Fucking focus. But, you know me, guys. It's just, whatever the hell. Also, some of the lines that some of these characters said, it just didn't hit really that much. Some of the lines, some of the quick one-liners they threw, like the quick jokes or quick one-liners that they threw in the supersized version, some of them didn't even really hit that much. Some of them didn't really hit at all. That's not a good thing. Now, there are some that do work, but there is one scene involving the ghost of Stonewall Jackson, involving where there's three questions, he gets to ask three questions and he sucks out his soul. It slows it down. It's just kind of dumb. It is kind of entertaining, but at the same time, it slows the scene down. It doesn't work. There are some new lines. They even add some characters to these. To be honest, there's one thing that Steve Carell says whenever he first joins the fight, whenever Jack Lime corners Ron, and then of course the news team come up. Oh yeah, Jack Lime, this is the theatrical version. Once I'm done with you, my mother's gonna pick me up and take me home. I forgot what he said in the supersized version, comment below if you know it. But it just didn't hit, because it wasn't as silly and didn't really hit as much in terms of it didn't really make me laugh as much. It just didn't really work. That's really it. And which one is more of a chore to watch than the other one? I'm gonna get back to news fight soon. Um, didn't really, well, I don't really know. Some of the lines they replaced in the news fight, it just didn't work. It just didn't hit the same. And sometimes it kind of drags on a little too long. Even like for like a few seconds, even for like almost like half a second or whatever. It just doesn't really hit though. Because I mean, it doesn't really seem to have that real punchline to it. No real punch. And it's really sad. And, you know, I want that. But whatever. Some aspects of it are entertaining, but really much of an R rating only really comes from maybe like one of the scenes like involving like some sort of battle axe or whatever, like ancient battle axe being driven through two guys. That I can see that. But I mean, they shot off a Minotaur's arm in both versions, so yeah. Whatever. I mean, it's not that bad. I think really because I mean they use the F word more, so I think it's why they got the rating. Yeah, that's the easiest way to get the R rating, huh? Fuck you, Hollywood. Fuck you, BAA. Overall, that's really it. My biggest issue, I mean, overall, they're just basically the same. I find some aspects, I thought the first 2 thirds were, I mean, there are some scenes I think are more entertaining. I did find some aspects of Supersized more entertaining. That's really in the first 2 thirds. The third act is actually probably worse. The last third is probably worse than the theatrical version, which was a little bit slow, but it did pick up a little bit from that, but not completely. I think it had a better ending, and I think the ending was a little bit, I don't know which ending's really better. I think maybe Supersized version, because I mean, the one with the shark was kind of a little stupid. And while there is some entertainment I can get out of that, it's a little silly for me. And because they're coming some callbacks to the original, because I mean, you know, Baxter saving his ass, and then of course telling him off, and of course, you know, there's text that appears. One thing's actually cool about like the you know, big world, there actually is a scene that I didn't even notice until there was some comments about that on the YouTube video that posted that scene. A girl actually got her skirt, one girl actually got her skirt pulled up, and you see her ass. Not really that much, but that actually was kind of a cool thing. I noticed it. It actually made me kind of chuckle at first. So it added more comedy. It actually added a bit more comedy that could have been some sort of cheap laugh at the same time. It still added some comedy to it, which already was an entertaining scene. I mean, this is one of my favorite scenes in Supersized Version with the music number. It was entertaining. Also, know they do like the gay song. That's the gay way. Also, although I think it's really it's also getting really kind of, it almost gets like gut-bustingly funny whenever like, I don't laugh out hysterically sometimes though. I don't laugh out hysterically a lot in comedies, mostly because those comedies just really aren't funny. And most of them don't really make me laugh as much. I mean, sure, Grandma's Hotel made me laugh my ass off. Same 40-Year-Old Virgin. Enough said. Inside Out made me laugh my ass off. It's just, you know, it's funny. That's the gay way. I like, you know, like how like Brick starts singing, he starts mistaking gay for Spider-Man. And he has so much energy and charisma to it that even though it's so stupid, he actually makes it funny. That's credibility. There's just entertainment out of that scene, and it's just rewatchable. Is there any, like, which version do I think's better? Well, really, like I said, both of them are equally on par. They just don't want, there's just things that make one version better than the other, and there's some things that make it worse than the other. You can't always please everybody, but to be honest, there are some things that could have, while I do appreciate some of the new additions to the supersized version, I do feel like that some of the original scenes in the theatrical version could have been left in there, because with some of the original lines. Sure, not much differentiation, but at the same time, I still would have laughed. I probably would have laughed more. I probably would have liked the supersized version more. Maybe give it like a 4.5 out of 5 for all I cared. Because, I mean, come on. Some of their jokes work. I did laugh, but like at the same time, some of these new lines, some of them when they were druid out a little bit, it doesn't always work. And I did find a little pissed off that some lines I did like from the news fight weren't in there. I mean, like whenever like, you know, like Sacha Baron Cohen showing up, like, you know, they're saying in the name of Margaret Thatcher, I believe, that wasn't even in the supersized version. That pissed me off. some extent scenes didn't really work for me, and to be honest, there was like a scene where like, you know, like Gary someone shows up with his mind powers, and like in the second scene the Minotaur runs him down. So that was something more of a, so that makes up somewhat for a random appearance, that gives something more to it, but at the same time I didn't really care, because I mean he never appeared again. He's just a character that's really just there, although he does have screen time, and of course he always has some laughs. I didn't find both these versions, I don't find them hilarious, but they're just funny whenever they need to be. The last third doesn't really work the best. I mean, these characters just randomly show up, but it doesn't really have the same charm as the first one. Although you can always say that, you can't be the first one. Maybe the anticipation really hurts some fans, and also some aspects hurt fans a lot. But what can you do? Can't please everybody. But you pleased me, you pleased Chris Stuckman, Austin Putnam, his brother Alex. We gave actually a 5 out of 5. Holy shit! Also, one person I know, one of my friends in band, she liked it. I think she told me she loved it actually. That's fine for her. I mean, at least she appreciated it. And that's fine with me. I'm fine if no one doesn't like it either, because I can understand it. Because I was a little disappointed in some aspects of Anchorman 2. But overall, I did have fun with it. I thought it was a comedy sequel that actually could have been worse, and I feel like that while it didn't have to wait that long, I still thought it did the best. I still thought they offered up something worthy of the name, worthy of its name, worthy of the franchise's name. Overall, worthy and kind of worthy of kind of a worthy successor to the Anchorman, and overall is a cool addition to the comedy's incredible legacy, basically. Just whatever, it's just overall an enjoyable comedy sequel. So unfortunately, there are things that do work with both versions, there are things that don't work with both versions, and unfortunately it's hard. Both these versions are long, so to be honest, even if Suicide version is a little too long, sometimes it's kind of worth it. At the same time, you still feel it's a little bit long, and okay, let's end it here. They're both ones, and same for Anchorman 2. It just goes on a little too long, which is not a good thing to do. Since these movies are in the range, are a little over 2 hours, or Anchorman 2 a little over 2 hours. Anchorman's Suicide version is almost 2.5 hours, but both are enjoyable. Both of these are good. I recommend both of them. You comment below which one you like the most. Do you like them equally on par, or you not like them at all? Because I mean, whatever. How do you compare? Anyways, guys, that's just a side-by-side comparison between these two versions. Comment below. Let me do some additions. Actually, I think I need to do some more. There's more of the side characters, I think, in the supersized version, because I mean, not only with the musical number, I did it off musical number, I guess, and then you have some extensions, some scenes, I guess. But overall, you know, whatever. I think there's kind of more of the extended scenes, so that's entertaining. Yeah. It's nice seeing him back after 9 years. Yeah. Shit. Yeah, I'm gonna end it here, guys. Both get a 4 out of 5. I just didn't love them. I liked them, but I didn't love them. The first one. 5 out of 5. Although I already said it. I do recommend you guys watch both versions. You comment below which one you prefer the most. Do you like both of them equally, or you don't like them at all? Just comment below on that. And subscribe to my channel for more videos.